Jesse Owens was the seventh child of Henry and Emma Alexander Owens and was born in Alabama September 12, 1913. He was 9 years old when his family moved to Cleveland, Ohio. His promising athletic career began in 1928 in Cleveland, Ohio, where he set junior high school records by clearing 6 feet in the high jump and leaping 22 feet 11 3/4 inches in the broad jump. During his high school days, he won all of the major track events, including the Ohio State Championship 3 consecutive years. Owens' sensational high school track career resulted in him being recruited by dozens of colleges. Owens chose at Ohio State University even though OSU could not offer a track scholarship at the time. He worked a number of jobs to support himself and his young wife, Ruth. He worked as a night elevator operator, a waiter. He pumped gas, worked in the library stacks, and served a stint at the Page in the Ohio State House. All of us in between practice and records. Jesse Owens would be the greatest athlete at a great track school, but there's still race. Outside of track, there's still certain things that you cannot do because you are a black person. They would cover many miles going from one track meet to another, mainly in the Midwest, and there were times when they would have to stop for food, and the black athletes could not be served in the restaurants. As a black student, Owens wasn't allowed to live on the Ohio State campus. As he would throughout his life, Owens chose to ignore the racist policy. For him, the track was a great equalizer, and there Owens always succeeded. Nothing bothered him. Somebody made a racial slur against him, and he'd say, "That's his problem, not mine." So Jesse was great for returning, you might say, good for evil. Jesse gave the world a preview of things to come in Berlin while at the Big Ten Championships in Ann Arbor on May 25, 1935. He set 3 world records and tied a 4th all in a span of about 45 minutes. His success at the 1935 Big Ten Championship gave him the confidence that he was ready to excel at the highest level. Jesse entered the 1936 Olympics, which were held in Nazi Germany amidst the belief by Hitler that the Games would support his belief that the German Aryan people were the dominant race. Initially, Hitler didn't like the idea of the Olympics. He rejects it as, I quote, a Jewish nigger fest. And that's what he calls it. It takes Goebbels to make him realize that actually this is a great opportunity for the Germans to show that the Nordic Superman is actually superior to all these other types of people. Hitler insisted that his Aryan athletes would jump higher, run faster, and prove themselves the best in the world. He made German domination at the Olympics a national goal. Hitler wanted the Games to be all about how superior his ideal German image was, but this small-town boy from Ohio was going to ruin his goals. Jesse Owens came to win, and win he did. In the early 1830s, Owens wrote, "My ancestors were brought on a boat across the Atlantic Ocean from Africa to America as slaves for men who felt they had a right to own other men. I boarded a boat to go across the Atlantic Ocean to do battle with Adolf Hitler. As the last traces of land vanished, I knew that we were moving further and further from America and that I wouldn't see it again until I had won or I had lost." Tradition called for the leader of the host country to congratulate the gold medal winner, but Hitler refused to greet Owens. "Do you really think," the German leader said, "I will allow myself to be photographed shaking hands with a Negro?" The snub of Jesse Owens by Adolf Hitler gave the press a hook to really execrate Adolf Hitler, and to push Jesse Owens to the force as the man who essentially stuck a thumb in the eye of the Nazi leader and his theories of Aryan superiority. As an African American, all of us shared the snubbery by Hitler of Jesse Owens. Jesse was ours, he was us, he was me. And when Hitler snubbed him, he snubbed every one of us. Les Long is a German athlete out of Central Casting. He's tall, he's blonde, he's good looking. This rivalry that was going to take place between Louis Long and Jesse Owens was very much built up by a Nazi regime, hungry to show that in fact the white man was better. As the preliminaries got underway, Owens was uncharacteristically sloppy. Jesse Owens fouled his first attempts in the preliminaries. It was just a run through the counting. Then he fouled the second one, and so he had to qualify in the third one. Owen was close to being eliminated when Liz Long offered some friendly advice.
Im Weitsprung hat sich der Kampf zu einer Entscheidung zwischen dem Deutschen Lutz Long und dem schnellsten Läufer der Welt, Jesse Owens, zugespitzt. Meter 54. Jesse Owens. 7,74 Meter. 20 Zentimeter weiter als Long. Und nun wieder Long. 7,84 Meter. Der Deutsche führt. Owens. Meter. Wieder 3 Zentimeter weiter. Lutz Long. Und nun noch einmal Jesse Owens. Meter 6. Neuer Weltrekord. Goldmedaille für Amerika.
Long went over to Jesse Owens. He hugged him, and then together they walked arm in arm around the stadium. Now this was a really verbatim. That was extraordinary when you think about it. There are these moments in history when the actors understand that moment in history, and they just do the right thing. Les Long did the right thing, and that was a very humanizing moment for Owens and for Germany. Jesse Owens came to win, being the first American track and field athlete to win 4 gold medals in a single Olympiad. The remarkable achievement stood unequaled until the 1984 Olympic, when American Carl Lewis matched Jesse's feat. He was not only a national hero, but a legend. Jesse Owens proved to Berlin and thereafter that he was a dreamer who can make the dreams of others come true, a speaker who can make the world listen, and a man who held out hope to millions of young people. Throughout his life, he worked with youth, sharing of himself and the little material wealth that he had. In this way, Jesse Owens was equally the champion on the playground of the poorest neighborhood as he was on the oval.